I just want to take this time to share some things with you that a lot of people just don't know. George Washington German migrated from Barbados, and he was the founder and the man that was used here in the city of Charleston to start Local 1422. A slave who migrated from Barbados. George Washington German was a man that only had gone as far as the 5th grade. Under his leadership, the Union became strong, and he served as the president for a total of 33 years. The Union was founded under the ILA umbrella. 2011 marks the 75th year that Local 1422 has been a union here in the Port of Charleston. We are 800 members strong, active at this time, about 700 members retired. We never had benefits, death benefits, vision and health, dental. None of these benefits were in place. When a longshoreman lost their life on the docks, Mr. German, as the president, in his relationship with business owners, he would go through the city, different businesses, and he would do what they would term passing the plate to raise money in order to bury those deceased longshoremen. Well, one day he went into one of the businesses, and a white lady that had owned a business here in the city of Charleston said to him, "George, did you know that you don't have to do what you're doing? They actually have money in New York for your men." And he told her that he did not know how to write the letter. He didn't know what to do. And so this lady in turn helped him and assisted him in writing the letter to the international headquarters in New York. And under Mr. German's administration and with the help of this person, he was able to start the pension fund. And when that pension fund was started, the funds began to grow so quickly, the benefits for the men that were working on the dock. Mr. German said, there is one more thing that we have to do because this money is growing so fast. Because it is our money, it is money that belongs to the men that work on the docks. So we want one of our people to oversee this money. Mr. German assigned Josh Gadsden, better known in this area as Reverend Josh Gadsden. And that office, the Welfare and Pension Office, for many years was known as Josh Office.
I started working as a longshoreman in 1960. A gentleman was running late for work, which is Reverend Simmons, and I took him down to 11th Street dock, and they needed a person to work, and I started working that particular day. I worked that day, and I like it, and I continue working. During that time, 1960, things was kind of rough, and the job that I was working on, I wasn't too pleased with it, but I didn't have no terminology, so I went into the Longshoremen Association, and I met a group of men that was working. The work was a little hard, but I love it because it was a union type of work, and there was unity there. When I first got started, I was trucking wool with a hand truck and handling bags and rolling bales during that time when I got started in 1960 and 61 in that area. I served under George German from 1960 when I started up until 68. And this gentleman tell us as young people to learn all we can about the job and we'll be more successful. And he let us know that there would be ships coming in. Larger ships would carry different kind of cargo, like barges. After Mr. German, then Sammy Simmons was the president for 1 term. And after Brother Sammy Simmons, it was Walter Bankhead, who did a good job in behalf of the local. He was a very nice person. We learned a lot under him. During that time, I served as trustee with Mr. Bankhead. And after him, it was Mr. Flowers, Benjamin Flowers. He did a good job of representing us, and he took us to some places that we feel that it was more comfortable in order to be a longshoreman and doing the work as a longshoreman. He was a good representative for the local, and he opened many of doors concerning of opportunity in the community. So he did a good job. And after Mr. Flowers, then Kenneth Raleigh was our president.
Most of my job in Charleston, I started at the cigar factory years ago, and I met Leroy Grant. And he brought me on the waterfront in 1969. And I started from there. I think he one of the greatest foremen that ever brought me on the waterfront. And from there on, I just ran on. My first job on the waterfront is rolling bill, paper, driving clamps sometime, a little bit when I got learned to that. When I became a longshoreman, my family really benefited a lot from it because it was a good paying job, it was good insurance, and they really enjoyed it those 30 years that I was here. Here in Charleston, they need to dredge the harbor much deeper, and I think we would get that work back to Charleston like we supposed to. Down in Savannah, they get free storage. Here, we got to pay for the storage, so most of the work was going to Savannah for that one particular reason. You may get a job as a paperman, you may get a job at driving a clamp, you may get a job at driving a truck. You're allowed to do anything when you get here. So if you could do more than one skill, then you'll be able to get more jobs.
Today, at the corner of Hughie and Morrison Drive, we have a welfare and pension office located there. It is one of the strongest pensions that have been in our industry, and even with all of the challenges that we have faced in our economy, we still, here on the docks and in the Port of Charleston, have good health benefits, vision, and dental. I want to remind you again, a lot of people did not know, but these things became a reality through a man with a 5th grade education, Mr. George Washington German.